So let's talk about Day Shift with Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg. I don't have a lot of good things to say about this movie. I kind of feel like Netflix is not even trying anymore. The concept isn't bad. It's about a guy who hunts vampires during the day when they're usually resting and they're weaker. The problem is they kind of make this a sort of a John Wick ripoff, and what I mean by that is there's an entire society of people, an underground society of vampire hunters. And it's a lot like the Continental in John Wick. There's like this whole underground world of these hunters. They have their own stock market, and you know, the teeth are valuable. The teeth of vampires are valuable because for whatever reason, the vampires can't regenerate teeth when you pull them out. And they're the only thing in the vampire that's permanent, and blah, 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 a bunch of stuff that you don't really care about watching this movie, honestly. They kind of build this mythology around the vampires. It's different. There's like 5 different types of vampires, and they have different power sets and everything. And the teeth for certain vampires are more valuable. And there's guys who look at vampire teeth like a jeweler would, you know, and like, oh, this vampire is this many years old and blah, whatever. There's also a lot of like useless exposition in this movie. You know, if you want to explain something in a movie, there's more creative ways to do it than to have 2 characters who obviously know everything about vampires discuss the things that they obviously know about vampires just to let the audience know these things. And it's just lazy writing. I'm not going to get into the plot details. Don't waste your time watching this movie, or if you do, honestly, just don't waste your time watching this movie. That being said, there are some decent action scenes in it. They're kind of overdone at in some places. There's some decent action scenes. If you just want to sit down and watch a dumb movie that you don't really have to pay attention to, eat some popcorn, maybe doze off in the middle and wake up at the end, Day Shift is that movie. And like I said, Netflix, like, come on. You're not even trying anymore. You're trying to pass this off as a good movie, and it's not. And they try to set up like a trilogy or franchise with this movie. They introduce by name and description only, like this super vampire that, you know, you hear about him a couple times in the movie, never see him, never see anything even related to him, honestly. You just hear about, you know, the myth of this vampire that everyone wants to get to find. There's a ton of plot holes. It's just a really lazy written movie. And like I said, some of the action scenes are pretty good, but there are just so many things that happen. And then now I know I'm revealing plot points, but it doesn't even matter. But they kind of make a big deal about the vampires being evil. Like, none of them are good. But then 2 of the characters in the movie are suddenly good. 2 of the vampire characters are suddenly good, when it doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, just 1 out of 5.